How you a beggar, but you picky and you selective? What's that saying? Beggars can't be choosers? Hey guys, it's your girl Sofineee. Welcome back to my channel. So you read the title. We are gonna do a chit chat hair takedown. I'm taking down these 2-strand twists, and we're just gonna do a little talk about what's going on. I mean, first and foremost, Happy New Year. I have not I have a couple of videos. I have videos out already, but I have not told you guys Happy New Year. So Happy New Year, happy 2023. I hope 2023 brings everybody joy, blessings, protection from God, just lessons, and just growth, overall growth. That's all I want this year, especially for myself, overall growth. So we'll touch on that in a little bit. I mean, I had a video like this but previously about self-love, and a lot of people like that one, so I decided let me do another one this time. It's gonna be New Year's edition since it is a new year. But yeah, let's get into this video. Before I get into this topic, oh, actually let me move my hair up in a ponytail. That way it's easier for me to just grab them from the back. But please like, comment anything based on whatever I say. Like if it's anything that I say that resonates with you, you can agree, disagree, just have some conversation in the comment section. Subscribe if you like this content. I also have a lot of hair videos. I've been doing vlogs a lot more, and just trying to get my hand into a little bit of everything that I do lifestyle related. I'm also going out later on tonight, so this is also another way for me to just like unwind and still get myself ready. So I will also be showing you guys my end look for that. It is my boyfriend's birthday, so I'm taking him out for dinner. Yes, girls do take men out. I'm doing that today. And yeah. All right, I'm gonna start with putting my hair up in a ponytail. By the way, don't eat me up in the comments. I know I need a filling in my lashes. It's just been a lot going on, so I haven't been able to. So I'm gonna leave just a couple at the bottom, the first row at the bottom, and then I'm gonna get started. But otherwise, yeah, Happy New Year. And I hope you guys are well. Thank you so much for your support. I have been trying to be more consistent, so I hope this will all work out in the end. All right, so yeah, we can start with that as well. Like New Year's goal. One of my New Year goals is to be more consistent on YouTube as well as on my Instagram. I haven't been posting as much. I try every once in a while, but I'm trying to be more consistent, trying to get that following. Like I lost a couple of followers. I'm trying to build that back. Otherwise, yeah, just trying to be more consistent. I know what's going on in IG is a lot of reels. So just having to always remember that everything is content, honestly. So yeah, like even doing this, like even what I'm doing right now, taking down my hair, it's considered content. Like before I started recording here, I had to set up my phone and do like a before for a reel for Instagram. Like literally I have to try to plan out and make sure that I have content or something recorded or on the screen or on my phone or on my camera, just for me to like have and be on social media. I mean, and that's the thing, a lot of people are doing so much just to stay relevant. And honestly, yeah, if you don't post as often or as frequently, you lose your relevancy. So I was about to say residency, but that too. Your residency, like your presence on social media. So yeah, I'm doing that. And that's another thing. I mean, I'm not trying to say social media is everything, but for a lot of people, that is their means of income. When you are monetized, that is a check. So being consistent can contribute for you clocking in, is the equivalent of you clocking in at work every day. So being present on social media is your job. I don't know if I want to, I mean, I don't mind, but if the opportunity presents itself, being a social media influencer or receiving sponsorships, all of that, that would be great. I would love that. But I know that I'm still growing. I'm still in this growing phase, both in professionally, self-wise, and content creating wise. I'm still learning that different angles of how to be more like, or different spaces to record or to placing, because you can't prop your camera up anywhere. There's also this thing of respecting people's space and their time. If you go to different spaces where they would want you to record, where not to record, are there kids in the area, just the different environments, and making sure that everything is just right. But yeah, so like I said, I'm in this stage of growth, this journey. Learning more about myself, learning more about those around me. It's just an ongoing process, and sometimes it can be scary. It's very scary. Like, I have different conversations. Having difficult conversations is what's most scary for me. I have a tendency of being a people pleaser. So knowing that not everything that I say or do is going to please someone, I am going to get someone upset. I am going to disappoint them. But it's what mostly matters is putting myself first, making sure that I'm not hurting myself in that space. And that is something that I'm still learning, still overcoming, because it's not easy at all. Doing something for years upon years upon years, and all of a sudden just being like, okay, I need to stop this. It's not that easy. Yeah, I like doing it this way because when it's up in a ponytail, all I literally gotta do is just pull it out of the ponytail and just start the next one. This I learned from my previous, if you guys watched the last video, you guys saw that I was struggling with the rubber bands. I had put 2 rubber bands, but I learned from that mistake and I only put 1 now. The only difference is that now the rubber bands that I used was a little bit thinner, so I looped them around a lot. So that was the only thing. Put some lip gloss on. But yeah, what else was I saying? I was saying about self-growth, learning about myself. I started this new year with less people than I started last year. And that was one thing that I had to do and understand that some people are here for some time, some people are here for some seasons. Not everybody can move forward in life with me. So that was one thing that I really had to overcome and just sit with myself and just be like, okay, this is real. And it needed to happen. Even relationships need to be grieved. I was fortunate to have some people around. It's my sort of support system for me to grieve those relationships that are no longer, beneficial or relevant in my life, if I can say that. Yeah. So, still cordial. We're just not as close as we used to be. And it happens. Like, honestly, like, as much as it hurts, we just need to understand that, yeah, like I said previously, like, people are here for some seasons, people are here for some lessons. Not everybody's gonna be on the same boat with you as you rise, but when you descend, best believe everybody's gonna be there to pull you back down with them. And that's what I had to come to a conclusion with. That just because they're rooting for me doesn't mean that in the back of their heads they're like, oh, I'm praying for her downfall. So just knowing that, like, not everybody has good intentions from the front. So always being willing or not as naive to know that, okay, everybody's rooting for me and they don't have any malicious or ill intent, because you never know what someone is thinking. Like, they can play the face so well, but they're in their head, they're like, okay, yeah, I'm ready for her to fall, I'm waiting for this one thing to happen. And that was another thing, like, I wasn't like saying everything that was going on so that they didn't know all that thing. So like, not everything needs to be announced. When they say move in silence, really move in silence. Like, not everything needs to be announced, not everything needs to be told beforehand. If you're planning something, it's okay to write it down. Tell someone that you really, really and truly trust. Like, they are the ones supporting you, rooting for you, and saying, okay, this is what you should do, giving you advice. I learned that you should only take advice from people that you in positions that you would like to see yourself in. So if someone is below you, and that's the other thing. I don't want to say that word. Not below you, but like, not in desirable conditions. Okay, I use that word, desirable conditions. And you don't see yourself in that space, but you can also be the one to enlighten them. Give them that feedback if you feel like you can help them and teach them and help them to come into themselves. But as for you taking advice from them, I would not advise that. Like one of my mentors told me that. Because you're taking advice from them, how are you taking advice from someone who is in a position that you don't want to be in? Or like when we're young and we're like, oh, I have relationship issues, but you have the same amount of relationship issues as I have. Why am I asking you for advice? And that's one thing that we did when we were younger, is like, not just think about it, it's like you need to go to someone older and be like, hey, I'm going through this. And 10 times out of 10, they've been through the same thing before. They're gonna tell you from experience, this is what I did through, this is what I want, this is what I did, and all this other stuff. So you taking advice from your little friends is not gonna help you in any way. You're gonna be stuck and you're just gonna be in this ongoing life cycle and just learning lessons that you could have avoided when you just asked someone who was older or been in that position. It's just, I don't know, life is life, man. But yeah, so I just need to, I have a couple of people around me now that are really positive. They are good vibes, always speaking positivity, and it's all love, and I like that. I like that for me. I don't like that, I love that for me. So and it takes some time. Like it took me some time for me to come to this space. It wasn't easy. It's all a matter about who's around you. That's the main thing. Who's around you, who's supporting you, who are you talking to. Like, it's just a growth, because you can't, and the thing is, you can't be the only one in your clique that's growing. Everybody has to be doing some kind of growth, some kind of work, because then if you're the only one growing, you're gonna see where, like, different people have different flaws and whatnot, and you're gonna try to speak to them, and because they're not in their own growth journey and they won't be able to receive what you're trying to tell them. People have this tendency of, oh, you're saying this because this, that, and it comes out of jealousy, it comes out of hatred, it comes out of just not understanding. When it's really just you having the heart and just being willing to tell them, like, listen, I feel like you should do this, or this is my input, or I'm just on the outside looking in, and this is what's happening. If there's something else going on, talk to me, communicate. But you know, sometimes people like to learn their own lessons, and you can't fault them for that. All you can do is just have an open heart to receive them when they do fall, to help them and pick them back up again. I have a couple of things like I decided that I said I wanted to do for this new year. I definitely want to get back into community service. So I used to do a lot of community service. So I said at least once a month. I'm gonna do some community service, whether it's going to the food kitchen, serving food, meal prep, because I know they have that. New York City has this program called Meals on Wheels. I don't want to do the delivery. I want to do the food prep. I've done that part before. What else was there? Something as simple as donating clothes. I've been doing that as well. Donating clothes, like last week, 2 weeks ago. I had a whole bunch of coats that I have outgrew or just didn't want to wear anymore because I was going to get something new. And I just went to the shelter, and I went to all women's shelter, and I went there and just dropped it off. And when I was out there, I saw 2 older women that were there, and they were like, oh my gosh, are you coming to donate? I was like, yeah, sure, I have a couple of things here. She was like, oh my gosh, I really need a coat. And I remember my mom had a coat, and it looks about the same size, so I had some of her items as well. And I said, okay, look, I went through the bag and I picked something out, and I was like, what about this one? She was like, oh my god, that's so perfect, I love you, so you were God sent, thank you so much, we appreciate all that you're doing for us. And it was just, it felt really good. It felt really good to do, and I just was like, okay, I want to do this a lot more often if I'm able to. But why is Reverend not want to come out? Okay, got it. But yeah, doing little things like that. If you see someone on the street, help them out, give them either some water, some food, $1. I try not to give them money because it's not my place, but I don't feel like I want to feed into whatever habits or anything that they have. So if they're hungry, I would ask them if they're hungry. I'll give them some water, get them some food. Otherwise, that's the best way that I feel like I would help them. I can help them. As for giving them money, no, I can help you survive, but I don't want to be the one to feed any habits if you have, like, and that's the thing. Like, and I remember that one time I did do that. Somebody asked me for $1, and I was like, oh, I don't have any money for you, but I can give you something to eat. They're like, no, I don't want that. I was like, oh, okay, have a good night. Like, I can't help you if that's the case. I'm not gonna feed into your habits. And this is the world that we live in, so they feel, and that's the other thing, a lot of them feel entitled. Like, the fact that they ask you, you don't give it to them, that I don't like that at all. How are you a beggar but you picky and you selective? What's that saying? Beggars can't be choosers. Oh, these beggars are choosing. These beggars are choosing, honey. Okay, choosing big bad, choosing real bad. But otherwise, yeah, just making sure that I'm doing my work in the community. I am contributing to my self-growth as well as others when needed or appreciate or asked for. There's nothing. Don't give advice if it's not asked. Sometimes people just want to vent. Sometimes they just want to speak and just say what's on their mind. They don't always want to have some advice or telling them that this is what they should do, this is what they should do, or this is what you shouldn't do. Like, sometimes it's just, I just need a voice. I just need a ear. I just need an ear to listen to me and help me vent. That's it. Maybe like that. So before you give any advice, always ask, do you want my advice? Excuse me, or do you want me to just listen? And then they'll communicate which one they prefer. So within this new year, I feel like I am expecting, or I plan, or I don't know what word to use, but I am hopeful in prospering and increasing monetarily, financially. Yes, gain the bag, get more money. Increasing my money, increasing my cash flow. Doing that. I'm trying to invest a little bit more. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do know a little bit, some about investing, and I've been very profitable. I am what you call a income investor. I do not do capital gains. So like when you buy a stock and then when it drops, you sell it, or it rises and you sell it and you can take the profit. I don't do that. I do income investments where I get paid every month from just by having the stock. And that was one way that I have increased my cash flow. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. So literally, I just buy a stock, and if it pays the shareholders every month, and those are only stocks that I buy dividend paying stocks, and that's what they're called, dividend paying stocks. So I buy dividend paying stocks only, and there's some that pay me every month, and there's some that pay every quarter, so every 3 or 4 months, and that is when I get my payments. Otherwise, yeah, and that's what I do. I whatever I get paid, I reinvest it so that my share of the stock increases. So the more it increases, the more money you get the month or the payment time. I think I just cut my hair. I'm gonna just use it like that, because if I try to snip, I don't want to snip nothing too crazy and then I ended up cut my hair. Let me see. Okay, still intact. Oh, that was scary. But yeah, I'm a income investor. I can recommend a podcast, but if you guys are interested in that, I can also make a video about that as well, about how I go about investing and what stocks do I look into and how do I know which stocks are dividend paying stocks and which aren't. I can go into that with you guys as well. So if you guys are interested in that, I can make a video. So just comment that down below and I'll be sure to get to it, because we can all grow from this, because I had to learn from someone. So if I'm the one that's going to help someone else to grow, helping other people, then I'll do so. So just comment that down below and I'll just make a video. And yeah, just increasing the bag. I said about being more consistent on social media. Increasing what's the phrase that I'm saying? Working on my walk with God. That's the next one I want to do. I have been reading, just being more consistent with reading the Bible more. So that's the thing. So it's one thing about reading the Bible, but the next thing is about actually remembering and internalizing everything that you're reading. So that was my other thing. The Bible is really dense. So unless you really take your time to understand and interpret things as you read and go along, it gets hard. It's like gibberish. It's like a foreign language. So that was the thing. It was more so about, it's not just reading, but also understanding what you're reading, knowing where it comes from, how you can apply it to your life in today's time, where it needs to be incorporated. So that is more thing. Praying more. I pray every night. It's more so about making sure like I hear his voice in anything that I do, making sure that I am asking him for permission before I do things. So it's not like if I say, okay, I want to do this, that I don't just like, okay, I'm gonna do this and do whatever. Any major decisions, I speak to him about it. Like as I was saying before, like if someone asks me for advice, I don't give them advice within that moment. I tell them I'm gonna internalize everything that you tell me, and I'm gonna let you know tomorrow. that's just how it is. And that's one thing that I heard, like, if you, like, advice should not be coming from you. It should be coming from God. It should be coming from him. He should be the one telling you, advising you, because he knows what's going to happen. He knows all that is to come. So if you ask him, okay, this person asked me for advice, how can you help me enlighten them? How can you help me help them get out of whatever situation that they're going through? How can you help me enlighten them? How can you help me to give them the strength to overcome whatever they're going through? It's a teamwork. And unless you take that time to actually speak to him, then, so you're just making sure that whenever you do are the one that someone looks up to or giving any kind of feedback on, that you're getting it from the right source. That's not coming from your heart. It's coming from God's heart. Another thing that I'm working on in this year is, how did I phrase it? I phrased it as finding my voice. So anybody who knows me knows that I'm pretty reserved. I'm pretty quiet. I keep to myself. I don't really say too much. I don't speak unless I'm really spoken to. Like on YouTube, when I'm speaking in front of my camera, it's easy because I'm literally just speaking to my camera. I'm in the comfort of my own bedroom. Like, everything is just easy for me. Versus when I'm speaking to someone, I have to worry about their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts, their perception of me. And that's one thing I'm trying to get out of. Because honestly, their perception of me shouldn't matter. The only perception that I really care about and should have, like in the back of my head, is God. Because he's the one who can judge me. Nobody else can do anything else. So, come on, rubber band. Come on, rubber band. Rubber band man. Come on. Yeah, just making sure that I don't internalize anything that anybody puts on me, that I'm just focused on myself, my thoughts, my worth, my love, my self-love, and just carrying on with that. So with that being said, like, I have this new role my role is increasing at work right now. I do retail, but professionally I am an occupational therapist, but I'm currently not in that field right now. I'm waiting for my license. It's a whole long story, but I'm not practicing what I went to school for right now. That's the big gist of it. And I feel like the main reason why I'm not there yet is because God wants me to learn while I'm still in this other position that I'm in, even though I've been praying that I don't want to be here anymore. So like, my role is increasing in the fact that in the way that I have more responsibility. So I'm low-key a leader, and I have more responsibility, so I am able to do a lot more within the company and my job roles and demands. And that was one thing that when I spoke to whoever was training me yesterday, she said, listen, you went from invisible to visible, because I was taking her position. So she said, when the way that they would always call me to find out what's going on, what's this, what's that, they're gonna be calling you now. I said, oh. She was like, yeah, now everybody gotta be your friend. And she didn't say like everybody gotta be my friend in the fact that, oh, I gotta be buddy with everybody, but it's more like I need to communicate with everybody. Because if you don't communicate, you're not gonna get where you need to go, get what you need to do done. And that was one thing. So like, when I was at work, I would just do what I gotta do and I would leave. Like, I didn't talk to nobody. And like, when I did get into this position, I would see people, they're like, oh, Sophie, I see you, but you don't really say anything. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna say hey, bye, hey, what's up, but otherwise, as for talking and saying everything's going on in my life, and because that's what a lot of people do, they go to work, they gossip, they do all that, and I'm not with that. I just come, do what I gotta do, and I leave. I'm not gonna come here tell you, oh, this drama that I'm struggling with. I'm very private. I keep to myself, and if that's what I gotta do to be a friend or to speak more to you, I don't want to do that. I rather speak to you about, I can speak about the weather, what's going on, the climate, what's going on in the building. But as for me, like, speaking about, oh, this was going on, or I don't like this, I don't open up or tell everybody everything. And that's one thing. So if that's what she meant by, oh, I don't really speak to her like that, then if that's the case, baby girl, I'm not talking to you, because I'm not doing it. That's not me. That's definitely not me. Otherwise, yeah, so my role is increasing. I have more responsibilities. And so that's the thing. I need to find my voice in leadership. Because I know that once I do get into that position as a occupational therapist, I am a leader. I am in charge of not only myself, but of my patients, of my clients, and I need to be able to advocate for them. That was one thing that not a lot of my professors spoke about. As an occupational therapist, we are advocates for our patients because sometimes they just don't know. We have to be the one there to speak to them and be like, okay, this is what you should do. This is how I can help you. And just make sure that we can be their voice of reasoning when things are just not working out for them or things that they don't want to do are just happening. So despite me being in this position and I don't want to be here anymore, I am just accepting the fact that I'm here for a reason and I'm supposed to be learning something. I'm supposed to be learning about myself and how I am as a leader, how I handle pressure, because there's gonna be a lot of pressure, how I am with authority, because I will have, like, I'm not at the top, I have bosses, and how I am with dealing with other people with different attitudes, because I've seen the attitudes of the other people and they're also leaders, and it's just like, God, do I really gotta work with this? Do I really gotta put up with this? Like, is this really something that I gotta learn and overcome right now? Can I learn a little bit later? Like, really? So I don't know, I'm just gonna accept everything that comes and I have to be proactive in actually doing it, because I can be in this position for however long and because I'm not really taking the time to actually learn and grow, I don't get out, and I want to get out ASAP. So I just need to prove to God that I am working hard. I'm working hard on myself. I'm finding my voice. I am being more authoritative. I am just communicating my needs to those around me a lot more. Having more self-awareness, having more awareness of those around me as well, and their feelings and their emotions, and how whatever I'm doing is being perceived, and how I can educate them on how what they're doing is being perceived by others as well. Because that's another thing, self-awareness. We can be aware of other people, we can be aware of ourselves, but it's also a matter of, like, how do we enlighten other people to know, like, I care about you, but the way you went about doing this was not the right way. Or can you try to see it from my point of view or someone else's point of view of why when you did this, or why when you said this affected me, or this made me upset, or this bothered me. That was the other thing, like making sure that people can also see, like, and sometimes someone can hurt you and do something and they are unaware of it. They just don't think what they did anything to you, and they're just like, okay, you're just gonna deal with it. But don't get it twisted, some people are ill-intentioned, that they did on purpose. But it's just a matter of knowing how to just deciphering between the two. I really like how this is coming along. Yes, nice and full. And it's raining today, so I wasn't gonna take out my hair, but my aunt said it would look good with the dress I'm wearing. So I said, okay, I'll do it. Otherwise, these were sitting for another 2 weeks. I washed my hair 2 weeks ago, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just be easy and just two-strand twist it, and then like let that last for like a month, and then my second month I would wear it out. So I mean, I guess I'll do it for 2 weeks and then wear my curls out for the next 6 weeks before my next retwist and wash. I really feel like literally everything in life is a lesson that we have to learn. Like, I remember all of last year, not all of last year, like last month, there was a lot of memes that said, oh God, please take me off your tough and strong list. I get it, a lot of people don't want to go through a lot of hardships, but hardships is what's gonna help you grow. Like, I didn't share that because I'm like, okay, God gonna put me on that regardless of if I ask him or not. So if I'm on that list, it's already written in stone. Like, our lives are planned and written out way before we even born, before we even thought of. So yeah, it's funny to be like, oh Lord, I'm going through a lot, but everything happens for a reason, and we are all here to grow. We're supposed to go through and find our purpose in life. And without him, what is our real purpose for living if it's not to serve him, if it's not to do what we need to do and give him glory? Because he's the one that's going to make sure that we're good. He provides whatever we need. If you want more money, you gotta go to him. If you want a bigger house, you gotta go to him. If you want a better job, you gotta go to him. He's the one that's gonna do all the provision. He's gonna give us everything that we need and that we desire, and more. Like, there's no limit to what he can do. There's no limit to what he can give us. There's no limit to our lives and what we can accomplish and what we can prosper in. So as long as we have that faith and we have that bond in our relationship with him, then we're unstoppable. And I was listening to a sermon and it said we're really rich. We think, oh, we're struggling with this or our bills need to be paid, but we are rich just by having him as our Father, having him as our God. We are very, 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 very rich. So understanding how rich you are is what's going to make you grow, is what's going to make you 10 times better than what you were yesterday, 10 times better than what you were last year, a million times better than where you were when you was going through that struggle. Because without him and his grace, be grateful that you even woke up this morning, first and foremost. Like, that's a blessing in itself. Like, a lot of people went to sleep last night and they wake up this morning. Think about that. They didn't wake up. It's just making sure, like, we have our priorities set. Like, life is just, we're here. We can go any moment. Any moment we can be gone. Any moment. I don't want to apologize for being a little bit preachy, but just came on my heart for me to speak and say. So that's why I'm just going to speak it and say it. But if it bothers you, then you can fast forward or you can leave. But I just want to speak about how good he's been in my life and all the things that he's done for me. So I'm not going to apologize. I know if this is not what you guys were expecting in the video, but it just happened. It happens like that. That's what serving God happens. Like, there's moments where you just want to get all preach and just speak about all the goodness that he does in our life. And I look like I'm sweating. Oh my gosh, my skin is so oily. I didn't get this makeup on. But I'm just grateful. That's another thing. Oh, I forgot to say, I have a gratitude calendar that I'm going to start. I haven't started it yet. I've been writing in my notes because I'm waiting for my customized calendar to come in, because I designed a calendar for the year 2023. And I used Shutterfly. Shutterfly was really good with that. It was really easy. It was really cheap as well. Just pick 12 pictures and 13 pictures including the cover, and they would just put your pictures there, and you get your customized calendar for the whole year. So yeah, just writing what I'm grateful for that day just really helps to put things in perspective and just help me to feel better. I pray, I do my devotion, and then I'm good to go and I'm rested for the night. So this is the final look. I'm wearing my blue dress right now. This is the back. I love it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know towards the end I rambled a little bit and I got a little preachy, but it happens. And I'm just appreciative that I have this platform that I can also share my thoughts and I have people to actually listen. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to leave any comments or any concerns or any situations or anything that you really want to just say and add at the bottom. Remember to subscribe. We are growing. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I have so many more videos coming throughout this year. So thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.